Yo, what is up? What's poppin'? You know it ain't no stopping. It is your boy, the International Sensei, and welcome to the Entity Dojo podcast, your source for every damn thing. And of course, it is Monday motivation because the dreams we steady chasing. And this is one day that definitely shocked the nation, man. A day before the anniversary of the death of the one great Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gigi. Rest in peace to both of them. And one of the reasons why I wanted to kind of touch on this is just because like how impactful it kind of was in my life. I think oftentimes you don't realize like how much you kind of drew from whether it was like athletes or performers and things like that until really they're gone. Like you really don't know how much you miss individuals until they're gone. I know that I missed him a lot when he stopped playing basketball. Granted, I am not a tall guy, so basketball was never in my wheelhouse. You know what I mean? Like I never played it a ton. I never thought I was going to make the league. I was a martial artist since age 4. So, but one of the things that watching Kobe has always taught me is just like, honestly, just a Mamba mentality, just hard work, dedication. I mean, he wasn't the genetic freak that LeBron is. He wasn't the guy like a Shaquille O'Neal where you're just freaking 7 feet tall and you don't really have to be as skilled as someone that's shorter, especially in a sport like basketball that seeks out for height. You know what I'm saying? So, but he was just like a testament of hard work and dedication and grinding and getting 1,000 shots up every day, doing his due diligence even after he tore his Achilles, after breaking hands, all that kind of stuff, still fighting his way to make it back into the league and stuff. And it was a heartbreaker. Like, I'm not a person that gets starstruck often or a person that really gives a damn about a lot of celebrity stuff. Like, I've lived in many cities. Like, I've lived with the bright lights, and I could care less about, like, 99.9% of the celebrities. Like, I've seen the Real Housewives, like, walk into a store. I walked past them. Like, I don't really care too much about that fame kind of stuff. But unless it's someone that genuinely impacts me in a positive way. And he was one of those people. And having to hear it, I was actually teaching one of my students when it happened, and I didn't get the news until I got home. And I'm not even gonna lie, I know me as a man, I broke down. I called my friend. I made sure like my nieces and nephews and stuff were okay, just because I'm like, that could have happened to anybody, and it wasn't just them in the plane. It was multiple people in the plane that unfortunately lost their lives. And it's just, I don't know. I think I say all that in to say that it's just a lesson that life can be super duper short. I mean, like Kobe, I mean, obviously he achieved great things, but he had just retired. And he was achieving even greater, even not even greater things, but even more great things after his retirement. I think he won an Oscar or an Emmy or something for one of the projects that he did. He was doing analysis. He was doing just tons and tons of stuff. His daughter was looking amazing in like middle school. I know she was getting looked at by colleges already, so she was on the fast track to make the WNBA, and she was like a mini version of him. And it was just horrible, man. Because I think what happens often, I feel like people kind of like act as if nothing can go wrong, and I feel like last year was definitely an eye-opening experience, especially for a lot of people my age, that a lot of things could go wrong, and you can't just be like partying your life away and things like that, because it could just be snatched from you at an instant. And that's definitely one thing that losing Kobe Bryant, even though I didn't know him personally, he was a person that just impacted my life as far as like athletes. And it just really made me like get back on the horse, because I had just got out of a walking boot probably like maybe a week or so before he passed. And I was like dreading having to go to physical therapy. After seeing that, I mean, I was like, nah, man, I can't slack where a guy like that wouldn't, if I want to get to the place where I need to be. You know what I mean? So it was changing my diet completely, just working out harder, studying film more, improving myself in every way I could each day. Making sure I take quality rest days, which is what happens with a lot of athletes, stunt performers, fighters. They don't take rest days, and it ends up hurting them in the long run because they never really rested. They never really dealt with their injuries and things like that. And I don't know. I think that I can't say it had a well, it didn't have a negative effect on me, but I can't say it had a super positive effect on me. It had a motivating effect on me with the fact that I'm like, man, like one of my heroes was cut down in really his prime of his second life. I mean, he already completed his first life as a basketball player, and he was in the prime of his second life doing amazing things. His child was on her way to be one of the best female basketball players. God only knows, and the universe only knows what she could have been if given the opportunity, but we'll never know because unfortunately that happened. But I think it just puts things in perspective. Like, and this is for people that watch me. Listen to me. I don't do this for the sake of like, oh, I just want to hear myself speak. I do this for the sake that I hope that I can inspire somebody the way that I've been inspired. That I can give someone, I guess, like a roadmap on how to get through the rough days, or an example of myself or other people that I've encountered that have been able to bounce back from different things. You know what I mean? Like, I am a person that's committed a long time to martial arts, 20 plus years, and I'm still learning. And I'm fortunate enough that I found my way back into the arts before I was too old. I'm very fortunate that I wasn't just that guy that was pushing buttons on the computer. And sure, you make good money, but you end up being miserable. You know what I mean? I was fortunate to find something that I truly want to do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thankful for all the people that were around me that gave me the time and assistance to find that. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I do this. I don't do this for clout. I don't do this for whatever, like fame and things like that. Like, I speak to those who feel like they have never been spoken to. And I think that's the most important thing. I think that if you have something that you see in your mind, you need to go find it. Like, if there's something that you truly feel like you are the best at, now granted, there are certain things that you're going to be the best at and you're never going to make a ton of money off of, especially in the States, because the States are just a little weird. But even that, there are people in fields that aren't necessarily the most well-known that make good money or make good livings off of them. So you just really have to like be dedicated to it. But if there's something that you genuinely have always wanted, don't say you want something and then not go for it. Like, for me, I've cut off tons of people for the simple fact that they do nothing but feed me lip service. And I know I'm super young. I'm young. But I don't want to build a habit of being around people that do nothing but either, one, make excuses for the situation they're in, or two, claim that they want something yet not reach out and grab it. Especially in the era that we live in. Like, when my pops and my mother were growing up and things like that, you didn't have all the technology that we have. You didn't have the option to YouTube skits. You didn't have an option to YouTube like ideas or YouTube how to make this, how do you make that. Like, you can literally look up anything. Like, I looked up how to make a freaking lobster roll the other day. So if you tell me, if you come to my face and you tell me, okay, I want to be an actor, I want to be whatever, I want to be a comedian, I want to be a stunt performer, I want to I want to start a business. Do you know how many resources there are on the internet alone that can help you get started? Now, granted, you're gonna have to like invest some money and things like that, but initially, there's a lot of stuff that you can go get started with. You know what I mean? And there's no excuse. There's no excuse. If you fail, that's on you. Like, seriously, if you fail, it's on you. And that's really like what, going back to the Kobe thing, that's what the Mamba mentality is. Or just be not even like just to make like a hashtag, but just being a person that's for nothing but hard work and dedication to your craft. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be a thing where, okay, well, I want to be an actress because I watch Love and Hip Hop. You know, like, you just wanted to speak. Like, literally, that's you wanted to speak. You don't actually want that. You just wanted to hear yourself talk. And that's okay, but just don't do it around me. And don't do it around people that are serious about what they want in life. And I'm not saying the things that I say to diminish anyone. I'm saying the things that I say to hopefully motivate One person. If I can motivate one person to make an impactful change in their life, and they let me know that I've made an impactful change in their life, which some people have, that's the greatest gift that I could ever have. I don't want to be this person that's just spewing a bunch of things. Oh, you can get rich quick if you sell freaking 10-cent chicken wings or something. Like, I'm not that guy. I'm not the get rich quick scheme guy. I'm not the person that's going to tell you that if you buy 1,000 emu feathers, you can make a whatever. Like, and obviously, you know, my examples are always all over the place, but I'm just here to give you a perspective of, look, if there is something that you genuinely think that you can be great at, why limit yourself when you have so much at your disposal? People say, okay, well, I want to film. I'm like, okay, use your phone. Well, no, well, I need a camera that's this, and it costs about this much, and I don't have that kind of money. You don't want to do it. You literally do not want to do it. Like, if you actually wanted to do it, you would have done the shit already. I said I wanted to do a podcast. I bought a small mic it wasn't the most expensive mic in the world, but it was decent, and used my phone to record it with a little recording app. Well, if I want to do a podcast, I need a studio, and I need lights, and I need this, and I need, like, no, you don't. You're saying those things so that you don't do it because you're scared of doing it. You're scared of trying something that you have never done before, and this is your way to get out of it without actually saying I can't do it, or actually saying that you quit. In order to be something that you have never been, you have to do something that you have never done. And that means investing in yourself and actually figuring out what you truly want to do. And if you take one thing from a person like Kobe Bryant, is self-investment is the most important thing. Invest your all in everything that you want. Because if you do not, you're never going to be happy. And you are never going to be successful. And I'm not saying that as a downer. I'm saying that as a look. This guy put all that he had in his craft, and he walked out of there with 4 championships, an MVP, 20 years in the league, got both of his jerseys retired, is going to go down as one of the best players in the history of the game, has had a beautiful family, still has his wife and his other 2 kids that are still here, leaving his legacy. That's an amazing thing. To go from a military brat kid that was going from country to country with his parents, to being a Michael Jordan, basically a carbon copy of Michael Jordan, to now becoming your own man, to becoming a figure for one of the best basketball franchises ever, having a statue at a Staples Center. That's amazing. And that's all just from hard work, dedication, and focusing on your craft. And the last thing I want to say is this. Don't let the obstacles of doubt stop you from being the greatest you could be. You know what I mean? Don't let the what ifs creep in and stop you from being that thing you've always wanted. And then if you don't know what you want, then you need to go find it. And especially if you're in your 20s, you need to go find that, like, now. As fast as you can, as hard as you can, you need to figure it out. Because you're going to have kids one day. And they're going to need to know what mommy and daddy loves. And they're going to need to be shown what it is to really dedicate themselves to something. And they're going to need to be shown what it is to really fight for something that you want. And if you've never done that, how the hell are you going to teach somebody else to do it? But with that being said, man, once again, man, rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. A year since his tragic passing, one of my heroes in the world. I think that the world, in a lot of ways, is better that it's been touched by Kobe Bryant, just because he had such a positive impact on basketball and positivity after he retired, even though it was for a short period of time. He really did impact a lot of people's lives, including mine, and I know many, many others. So big shout out to Kobe Bryant, man. Rest in peace. Gigi, rest in peace.